So I started recording, everyone. So I'm going to call the meeting to order. It is 7:30 p.m. and I will do roll call. Barry Johnson, I am here. Mark Rubin.
Here.
Joe Perry.
Here.
Randy Freed, not yet. Abby Velasco.
Present.
Thanks. Approval of August 3rd, 2022 Transportation Committee meeting minutes. I sent those out earlier today. I don't hear any objections. We'll consider them approved. Not hearing or seeing any objections, consider them approved. Going on to update by the committee chair. Our two motions that we had for August passed at the second board meeting last Wednesday. The first one was opposing the LA City Planning Department and the LA DOT drafts for the proposed Transportation Demand Management Program update. And I adapted a letter that Mark wrote, which was excellent, that Scott signed off on for us. It's going with the motion. And thank you, Mark, for that. You hit it all right on the mark. I'm glad you were able to go to that Zoom meeting.
I'm glad, Barry.
Yeah.
I'm glad you liked it. Actually, my intent was that I was hoping that you were going to water it down a little bit and take out some of my vitriol in it. But if it was left in and got passed, all for the better, I guess. So thank you.
Well, I took out a little bit that I thought was inflammatory, but the rest of it I thought was great.
All right. Well, I'm glad you liked it. Thank you.
And I sent it to the whole board, and there was no objection, so I think it's good. Thanks. Our other motion that passed was opposing both Senate Bill 1067 and Assembly Bill 2097, which would take away local control of the parking spaces required by law by local governments. From what I understand and what I could see from the state website, Senate Bill 1067 died, but was more or less merged into Assembly Bill 2097 by Friedman, who, by the way, under redistricting after December 1st becomes our new assembly member because Nazarian is termed out. So I think it's interesting. She's going to be I believe, the September or November speaker for the SCRA. I can't remember which. And I think she's going to have some tough questions to answer on her record, which is very anti-local control. But anyway, her bill apparently passed. The governor still has, I think, a couple more days to sign it. So I have to recheck and see if he's going to sign it. We'll see on that one. But in the meantime, our motion went in to our assembly members and our state senator because it was not a council file. I'll move on to number 4, public comment. Do we have any members of the public who would wish to say anything on matters within the committee's jurisdiction? Please raise your hand or press *9. Seeing none, I will move on to number 5. Since we have no public comments, we do not have any responses. So number 6, discussion and possible motion community impact statement with respect to Los Angeles City Planning Department, CPC-2022-5401-CA, and Council File 22-0392 regarding a zoning code amendment to permit signs also containing advertising related to LA Metro's Transportation Communications Network. And I do have a proposed motion for this. And I did want to say that I have an amendment on the council file numbers. The council file number that I had on our agenda was one that we have already sent in CIS to. These other three we have not, and I'm going to read a proposed motion. The Board of the Studio City Neighborhood Council, SCNC, opposes Council Files 20-1536, 20-1536-S1, and 20-1536-S2 for a sidewalk and transit amenities program, otherwise called STAP, due to safety, liability, and aesthetic impacts of digital advertising screens in bus shelters. Studies have shown that changing digital ad screens are particularly dangerous as they are designed to distract drivers and result in harm to traffic safety. The SCNC further opposes provisions for cell phone tracking in bus shelters that can be shared with the contractor for ad targeting. This motion is also to be submitted as separate community impact statements, CIS, to CF 20-1536, 20-1536-S1, and 20-1536-S2. And I sent you all out a proposed president's letter that a couple of you sent back comments on, saying it was good. And Jeff, since you're the only person from quote unquote the public, I'm going to send that to you right now just so you can see this letter, because I think the letter that we're proposing that Scott sends is good. So I am just sending that to you, Jeff. And I've sent that to Jeff. So does anybody, do I have a second for this?
Yes.
Anyone want to give? All right, thank you, Joe. Do I have any members of the public who would like to speak on this, or Jeff? And I can come back to you too, Jeff, if you want to take a look at that proposed letter. Any committee members who wish to speak on this item? I think it's pretty much a no-brainer. We have chimed in on this on another council file in the past. These three council files are all connected. As you can see, they're all the same number. The original 1536, there's a 1536 S1 and a 1536 S2. So go ahead, Joe.
It's just predatory. I think people have a right to go to a bus stop and not be tracked, have their data sold, and tracked. And it's one thing when things like Lime and all that do that. That's really their business model, to data harvesting. But I think it's shameful when the city does this, and I think it's horrible. And I think digital signs are, look at the accidents now. Look at the way people are driving. I don't think digital signage is going to enhance safety or the city at all. I think it's such a cynical move. And I thought the letter was absolutely great, really great letter. Thank you.
Thanks. And I think the only thing digital we as a committee have always asked for has only been the time the next bus is coming, but certainly not ads that are going to attract the attention of drivers driving by. Any members of the public wish to comment on this motion? It's number 6. And for those of you just joining us, we are on agenda item number 6. Does anyone care to comment? Go ahead, Jeff.
Hi, Barry. Yes, thank you for the email. I just skimmed the proposed letter. It looks great to me. I wonder too, because many of these kiosks are vandalized, if they spend money to put in these digital screens, someone's going to vandalize it. And, I don't know who would foot the bill for that. I imagine the advertiser or the company that puts them up, but it's just distracting, as the previous commenter said. It's something that we really don't need. I mean, the paper stuff is fine, but, we don't need to be Sunset Boulevard here on Ventura Boulevard. I don't think that's a great thing. Thank you.
Thank you. So true. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm strongly in favor of this motion.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Go ahead. Goat Puppet. Go ahead, Goat Puppet Energy Star.
Yes. And conserving energy is more than just a thought. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I'm wasting energy now. Yes. There's that better. There it is. You see here? No screen. It's been turned off. And we should turn off all of these digital billboards forever in the name of saving energy. You will be saving our environment and saving our electric grid from a stage 3 cataclysmic downfall. So now I've given you a new tool to fight your liberal, corrupt friends on the city council. That's goddamn brilliant. Of course it is. I am brilliant. I have a nice mind, a pair of horns, and a tail, just like most of the city council members currently do. So we should stop this project until the energy grid can be safely certified to allow you to turn on your air conditioners 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like I do, to stay nice and cool. We don't need this for digital billboards. We have enough advertising, don't we?
Thank you,
on the
Goat
air?
Puppet Energy Czar. Thank you. Moving on
Hey,
to Patrice
shut that up.
Berlin.
Yeah. That's covered.
Good evening,
Go ahead.
everybody. I just want to say I'm strongly in favor of this
Comfortable.
as well. Thanks for bringing it up, Barry.
Thank you. Anybody else care to comment on this item? All right. We will go ahead and vote. All in favor, give me a thumbs up on your screen or say yes. I'm a yes. Or Mark, you can do it verbally.
Mandel, yes.
Okay, I got everybody. So we are unanimous. Thank you. Moving on to item number 7. Update on the progress of the remaining board pass preferential parking district applications. I had hoped to have an update from Felix from LADOT tonight, and he took an extended Labor Day vacation, and he's actually coming back to work tomorrow. So I was trying to get something further on the adding on to the PPD in the Silver Triangle that would include Mound View, but I do not have that update. So still to be continued on that. Does anyone have anything to add on number 7? Go ahead, Go Puppet Energy Czar.
Yes, I'd like to say that city employees, you're taking too many vacations. You should have been here tonight to talk to Barry and Scott, the leader of the new junta. But no, you're taking vacations and you're getting paid not to work. And I'm really jealous about that. Because who here, by a show of your claws and hands and paws, would love to get paid not to work? Yes, many people at City Hall get that same benefit. But I think Felix might hate you. Really? Yes, because I hate preferential parking districts. And maybe Felix also disagrees with them. After all, does Felix have a preferential parking district where he or she or they live? Notice my proper pronouns. Yes. No, the answer is no. So they probably are jealous and they hate you. So I would move that there should be no more preferential parking districts until we know who got paid off, why they got paid off, and how much they got paid off. That way I could continue my mission of cleaning up this corrupt city council. And now I have to save the energy grid all at the same time. Sometimes it's too much to take, but I do it my best. That's why I'm late tonight. I've been shutting up people's power. Voluntarily, of course. Oh, yes, with persuasion, of course, yes. After all,
Thank you, Go
would trust
Puppet
me.
Energy
Yeah.
Czar.
I would never do.
Moving on to number 8, update on the progress of the new traffic signal installation at Ventura Boulevard and Rhodes Avenue. I don't know how many of you have been by there, but the Smart Walk has been finished. That was started under Concorian and helped along by Brahman's office. So it's nice to see both that and Ventura and Barry both finally fully operational. Anybody like to make a comment on number 8? Go ahead, Go Puppet.
Yes. Now, I'm sort of conflicted. On the one hand, it's good to see a way for you humans to safely cross Ventura Boulevard. But on the other hand, you're slowing down traffic. What I want to do is increase the speed of traffic and increase the amount of pedestrians going across the street. It's all part of my conserving energy model. Oh, that's right. Less people, less energy. Yes. But if the cars go faster, then we use a net more energy. Ow! I didn't think of that. Ow, my nose, dummy. Ow! Yes, I'm afraid you have a good point. So I will have to support the project. Yes, I'm afraid after further consultation with my partners, I think I will now support this project. Yes. Ow, my nose.
Thank you, Go Puppet, for your comment. Do we have anyone else on this item? Seeing no one, I'll move on to number 9. Comments from committee members on subject matter within the committee's jurisdiction. Does anyone, any committee member have anything on this? All right, seeing none, I will move on to agenda item number 10, closing comments by the committee chair. All I was going to say is for the first Wednesday in October, I am going to be out of town, out of state, and out of the specific time zone. So we're not going to have a October first Wednesday in October meeting. But should something arise that needs our attention, either the last week in September or second week in October, we may do a special meeting. So stay tuned for that. Also, one of the reasons we only had one item on the agenda tonight is August tends to be fairly slow with legislation coming forward. A lot of that is because the city council was on vacation pretty much all of July, and I think even the beginning of August. So not a lot was generated, but we'll be on the lookout. If any of you have anything that you see between now and the end of this month, please let me know. And if I see anything, I'll alert you all to when we might have a special meeting, either the last week in September or second week in October. There are a couple of available dates that we could have meetings that don't conflict with other committee meetings. So I'm moving on to number 11, adjournment. Do I have a second to adjourn? I move to adjourn. Do we have a second? A second from Joe. Thank you, Joe. All in favor of adjournment, please put your thumb up or say yes. I'm a yes. And thank you, Scott. Thank you, Joe. And we are unanimous. And we are in adjournment. Thank you. And I'll be in touch regarding our next meeting. Otherwise, for sure, see you all the first Wednesday in November. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.